pounds. First of all, Joy Leach of Gering meets Peter Isham of Bellevue West in Class A. In Class B, it's Chad Svoboda of Aurora meeting James Ferguson of Seward. In Class C, Ryan Roberts, an unbeaten senior, facing Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas, Roberts of Valley. And in Class D, Jason Hartz of Rock County facing John Paul Wood of Greely. So there are your lineups now in 119-pound weight class, and already a score in Class A.
This matchup over in Class C is a matchup of two returning state champions. Ryan Roberts won it last year at 112 pounds after placing third 2 years in a row before that. Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas won it last year at 119 pounds. So both of these, Pflum stays at 119. Ryan Roberts moves up to challenge the defending state champ at this weight. But Ryan Roberts, no slouch himself, with a 30-0 record. Both ranked number 1 and number 2.
And again, a great pairing, a great job of the Nebraska Coaches, Wrestling High School Coaches Association, getting those rankings out and getting some publicity to the sport. As Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas, as RJ mentioned, with only one loss on the year, Roberts unbeaten. That is quite a matchup. In Class D, you have Jason Hartz, 30-5 senior, who placed third last year. He beat the number 2 ranked wrestler, Guy Cope of Oakland Craig. And John Paul Wood, what a career he's had. He was second to Chris Mays, who we'll be talking about shortly. Mays, an outstanding wrestler. That's who Wood lost in the finals last year. Wood was a champion 2 years ago as a sophomore, and he placed second as a freshman. So he has 2 seconds, a first, and he'd like to add another first to his collection. But Jason Hartz will try to say something about that.
He's no stranger. Yeah, that's right. John Paul Wood's no stranger to wrestling here on Saturday afternoon. He's been in the finals all 4 years of his high school career.
And we do have a 2-0 score now in Class D with John Paul Wood with the red singlet on top, leading 2-0. No score yet in Class B, where Chad Svoboda of Aurora facing James Ferguson of Seward. Ferguson, a state champion 2 years ago, placed third last year, and he says he hasn't forgotten placing third, and he don't want that to happen again.
That's a really good matchup to watch, too. These guys have had some really close battles this year. Ferguson actually has beaten Svoboda 3 times, but last week Svoboda was ahead 4-0 in the district finals and got thrown for 5 points to lose the match. So that one could be pretty close.
In Class A, Joey Leach of Gering has taken a 2-0 lead over Peter Isham of Bellevue West. Isham, a state runner-up last year at 112 pounds, but Leach now leading it. Leach, a 29-5 senior. In Class C, no score yet between those outstanding wrestlers, Ryan Roberts and Eric Pflum.
I know there's some parents that are probably going to be a little bit relaxed after this tournament today. John Paul Wood, the youngest of 18 children. Wow. 9 older brothers wrestled. And Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas is the youngest of 16. So his mother's got nothing on John Paul Wood's mom.
I'll bet you there's not too many vases still standing in those houses. Again in Class A. It's a 2-0 lead for Joy Leach of Gering over Peter Isham of Bellevue West. And Leach ranked number 2 coming in. Isham was number 4, so a couple of outstanding wrestlers there. In Class B, again, Chad Svoboda of Aurora, who is going to be a 4-time medalist, and I think that's a great accomplishment. When you can medal all 4 years, he's placed 4th, 2nd, and 5th. Now would like to get a state title, but James Ferguson is in his way. And Ferguson, again, 3rd last year, 1st 2 years ago. And already knocking off the number 2 ranked wrestler in Dan Mixon of Omaha Gross. So Ferguson has really been outstanding. He's going to be tough to beat.
And Chad's had a very successful career for his coach in Aurora, Bill Wooford. He's got 118 wins to his credit. That's the school record. And they've had some great wrestlers there. So to say you're the winningest wrestler in Aurora history is truly saying something.
In Class D, it's a 2-0 lead for John Paul Wood of Greely in the red, leading Jason Hartz of Rock County. In Class C, now a 1-0 lead opened up by Ryan Roberts of Valley. Roberts in the purple and gold singlet. Eric Pflum of Aquinas with gold, white, and black uniform.
Joey Leach still hanging on to a 2-0 lead in Class A, but don't count out Peter Isham. I watched him last night in the semifinals. Upset number 1 Jeremy Moore from South Sioux City, 6-3 in the semis, coming from behind in the last minute to win that match.
And Moore was unbeaten going into that match. Anytime you beat an unbeaten wrestler, it's quite an accomplishment. So Isham, as I mentioned, was also state runner-up last year at a lower weight class at 112. We're at 119 pounds now. With action all 4 matches, no score yet in Class B. In Class D, 2-0 lead for John Paul Wood of Greely. And in Class C, A 1-0 lead for Ryan Roberts of Valley, leading Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas.
These wrestlers in Class D, they know each other pretty well, as like some of these other wrestlers. John Paul Wood has a 3-0 lead in the series between their meetings this year.
And a takedown scored by Ryan Roberts of Valley in Class C. He's on top now, leading it 3-0 over Eric Pflum.
There's an injury timeout over in Class B for Chad Svoboda. He did get the escape with 32 seconds left in the second period, and then immediately called injury timeout. They think he's got a broken toe. He did it earlier in the tournament, and he's kind of been suffering with that, so he looks like he's hobbled a little bit by that right now.
Ryan Roberts of Valley is another person who could be a 4-time medalist, along with Chad Swoboda and John Paul Wood. Roberts, now I have him as 2 third place and second losing. We'll have to check that one out, but I had him as a runner-up to...
He was third twice and first last year at 112.
Okay, we'll have to check that. I had him as being a state runner-up, but all he worries about right now is this match as he gets the takedown. And Roberts now leading it 5-1 over Pflum in Class C, as Roberts appears to have that under control. In Class A, it's a 3-0 lead for Joey Leach of Gering. Leach has been very solid there. In Class B, it's a 1-0 lead for Chad Svoboda of Aurora. So Swoboda has taken a 1-0 lead in that match. And in Class D, it's a 2-0 lead yet for John Paul Wood of Greely over Jason Hartz of Rock County.
He just extended that lead to 3-0 with an escape there in the third period. Nice shot on the edge, unable to finish it for John Paul Wood.
John Paul Wood is one of those guys that's kind of been in the shadows because of the Nordhughes brothers a couple of years ago, both four-time, or not brothers, cousins, who were both 4-time state champions. And you didn't hear as much about John Paul Wood, but as I mentioned, he's going to be a 4-time medalist, including 2 seconds and a first. So he's been kind of overshadowed, but has had an outstanding career. He got to this championship match with a technical fall, a pin, and a 9-4 decision in the semifinals. So he's kind of cruised his way through and leading it 3-0 in the third period in Class D.
I had a chance to talk to Donnie Nordhughes last night in the stands. He went out and has wrestled this year for University of Nebraska at Kearney for a year, and due to the fact I don't know if some of the fans at home might remember, he does have cystic fibrosis, and because of that illness, he said he's probably going to look more now into the coaching ranks.
Again, Ryan Roberts in Class C appears to have somewhat control in that match, leading it 5-2, and I believe he just scored again. And it's now a 7-2 lead for Ryan Roberts.
He's had an outstanding tournament, Ryan Roberts has. In fact, those 2 points in this match are the only points he's had scored on him the whole weekend. He pinned his first opponent in 29 seconds and shut out his next 2, 11-0 and 8-0 last night in the semis. And he's going to wrap it up here with a 7-2 victory over Eric Pflum of David City Aquinas, your champion in Class C, Ryan Roberts, 2-time state champion.
So Roberts victorious 7-2. And in Class A, still leading it rather handily is Joey Leach, leading it 3-0. Has been very solid. Leach of Gering leading Peter Isham of Bellevue West. And those two are having a pretty solid match, but so far it's been Leach having the better of it. In Class B, still a 1-0 lead for Chad Svoboda of Aurora. And now it's a 5-0 lead for John Paul Wood of Greely in Class D. So the match is starting to come to a close here at 119 pounds.
We've got a 1-0 lead for Chad Swoboda in Class B. He's doing everything he can to hold on to James Ferguson. Again, Ferguson, a state champ from back in 1995, placed third last year. Swoboda, though, a 4-time medalist. He's getting back points now.
And there's Swoboda. Looks like he's going to win this match over James Ferguson. Be a bit of an upset here, as Ferguson had pinned his way to the championship match, but Swoboda getting the best of it now as he does score some more points. And that might do it for him with only 27 seconds left in that match. And John Paul Wood now has won 5-0 in his match over Jason Hartz of Rock County.
And there's more near fall points for Chad Swoboda. He's really racking them up now. That's going to extend his lead to 7-0 as time ticks away. Just a little less than 10 seconds to go in that Class B final. Chad Swoboda of Aurora High School.
We have a close one yet in Class A with 33 seconds to go. Joey Leach's lead now is 3-1. So Leach trying to hang on for a state title. Leach, a 29-5 senior. Peter Isham of Bellevue West is 31-3, a junior. So 3 of our 4 matches have completed, but we've got a wild one in Class A with 25 seconds to go. We'll keep a close watch on it. And we'll recap the championship matches for you. So we'll get all that for you as soon as these are completed.
If we get an escape in that, that's going to tie it up. No, referee Phil Pasali didn't feel that Isham got clear enough to earn a 1-point escape. There's 18 seconds left. All he needs is 1 to send it into overtime. It'd be the first overtime we've had in these state championship finals.
And he's getting very
9
close
seconds to go. Leach just trying to hold on. 5 seconds to go. Isham needs to get his head out of there and unable to do it.
So close. But a great job by the senior, Joy Leach from Gering. His team already wrapping up the state championship. He wins it 3-2 for Joy Leach. And boy, a tough loss for Peter Isham, again, who finished runner-up a year ago. And he'll be a runner-up again this year, as Joy Leach will be the state champion. So we'll be ready to go very shortly at 125 pounds. But we want to recap for you at 119 pounds, the state champions, and wrap those up for you. Let's take a look at the 119-pound state champions. In Class A, it's Joy Leach with a 3-2 decision over Peter Isham of Bellevue West. Again, Leach from Gering. In Class B, Chad Svoboda winning it 7-0 over James Ferguson of Seward. Svoboda again from Aurora. In Class C, undefeated state champion Ryan Roberts wins it 7-2 over Eric Pflum of David City, Aquinas. And in Class D, John Paul Wood, a state champion again, his second time in a 4-year career, winning it 5-0 over Jason Hartz of Rock County. Now, let's take a look.